where none existed, intentionally, deliberately to cause the cost of housing to go up. This is market manipulation. This is price fixing. This is collusion. They have an intention to do this stuff. They'll say, hey, it's America. It's free market. I'm doing what I want. It's not illegal, is it? But it should be. I mean, look, we should reserve. We know there's a certain need for innkeepers, temporary housing, but that should go to people with disabilities that can't, do regular jobs. Okay, so there's a certain, we could do this in a civilized manner that's fair and just. The point is, folks, is that sound currency would be a means to an end, because eventually you've got to be able to imagine a world entirely without money. Okay, entirely without money. The way it's seen in the Bible is as a competing God. That's the way Jesus said it is. And it must go. We must transcend it. We must find a way to live entirely without it. And if you like prosperity, just don't associate the two. Understand they don't have to have anything to do with each other. That we can have all prosperity coming out our ears. The only difference is we don't have to be beholden to the money masters and be coerced and burdened by this trickery. That's all it is. The whole monetary system is but trickery. Okay, folks? It really is. I mean, you can only see this thing out of two sets of eyes: the eyes of the world and the way that they want you to believe, which is antithetical to the way that I'm telling you to believe. I'm telling you to see things through divine eyes, literally through your parents' eyes, through God's eyes, and say that's the reality I want to have. That's the paradigm I want. That's that paradise I want to live in. Okay, that's that utopia. That's that ideal situation. And if you say, oh, well, it'll never work because of him or her or him, but not me, right? You never think about yourself. Well, think about yourself. Maybe it's you that are the obstacle. Okay, whoever I'm talking to, whoever it is, whatever your business is, it doesn't matter. But you've got to be very clear in your own mind here what it's going to take, what you have to be able to imagine, or else you won't get it. If you say, well, I just don't want to be in a world without money, I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a blessing. I see money as a good thing. It just depends on how you use it and all this nonsense. But you've got to go deeper. You better. All the knowledge has been there for thousands of years. The ability to see what's really going on here, how we've been duped, how we've been tricked into trusting in this thing, this entity called money, filthy lucre, Satan. That's it. This is the power of the devil, is the power of the printed dollar, okay? The power to tax is the power to destroy. That means the power to manipulate your cost of living upward and burden you so much, I can destroy you. I can render you homeless and dying out on the streets. And did you know this is a huge loophole in our system, because people that are out here that don't have an address, did you know they can't even get this Obamacare? Did you know that? Okay, well, now you do, because I'm telling you, that's the way it is. So they depend on these free clinics even more. So it's all about charity. What did charity do to deserve this? What did Habitat for Humanity? They know they're losing. They know the need for their cheap housing, their affordable housings, is vastly higher and growing than they're able to keep up with, because they don't have the funding. They're depending on volunteers, and they're depending on donations for their wood and their, the stuff they need, the materials they need, and workmen, all this stuff. The professional tradesmen. The expertise of others, it's got to be given, donated, But what did they do to cause these problems? It's not their fault. But yet, we say, oh, it should be the charities, but not the government. Well, the government allowed this. No, didn't just allow it. They facilitated this boom-bust cycle that allowed this disparity to just grow, and this division, this inequality to just get etched in stone, okay? Because the best measure of prosperity is home ownership. We've lost it in California, and we're screwing it up for everybody else across the country. And I don't know how we're going to stop this thing, but I'm appealing to everybody out there. Think about it. This is how we're divided. It's a money thing. It really is. It's the devil thing. I mean, let me ask you. So about the inheritance thing. So how many people think that's, understandable? Kids should inherit. But how about people that would suggest, like myself, that you're a child of the Most High God Almighty, made in His image and likeness as a human being, and you inherently have a right that He endowed you with, that He granted to you, to share in this planet we call Earth, and that is the reality you should have been born with. Duh. Okay, how do you respond to that? Does your mind reel because of your training, your indoctrination, your brainwashing, your inculcation? Okay, your programming, your conditioning. Okay, you see all these ways that we were being worked on, K through 12 and beyond. We came into life with a twisted mind at birth. Okay, steeped in sin. Our parents are out to lunch. They don't know what the hell's going on. All they know is they need money. They're miserable without it, and they're happy with it, right? You know, it reminds me, say you're standing in a line for happiness. Let's just, metaphorically speak, allegorically speak, of a line. And this line is one that we've all agreed on as human beings that leads to happiness, okay? And we all want that really bad. Above all else, we've all agreed and we have a consensus as collective humanity that that's what we want. So we all, people get in the line. So there's those that run up to the front, and then there's those that just meander quickly over there. And then there's others, it's time to get in the line. Come on, guys. But then there's those other ones that stay in back and they commiserate with each other, right? And they say, you know what? I'm not in a hurry. This is all about happiness, and happiness is something so beautiful it comes from above. This is nothing a man is handing out, in which case it's unlimited. We don't need to be in a hurry, and I'd rather be back here with the people that want to be at the end of the line. These are the kind of people I want to hang out with, and not worry about being in a hurry, because I'm not insecure. I trust in God a little bit, and I believe that anything that's truly good, and if it leads to happiness, it's truly good, has to become from above, and there can't be any shortage of it. Okay? There is no shortage of true happiness, but it's given from above. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to make here. So my attitude is I'll be happy when the last guy on earth is finally happy. That's the person I want to be, okay? And so I have to be willing to be at the very end of that line. And then I understand if I usher in everybody else, but I know I'm not alone. I know there's other people that understand basically what I'm trying to get across, and they get that too, is that I know something's bugging me, profoundly bugging me, acutely bugging me, and I can't get to the bottom of it because it keeps getting worse. And what it is the debasement of our currency, and it's causing all the problems. We've got psychological warfare. What do you think this chemtrailing is? They're trying to weaken us and sap our strength at every front, stealing our joy. For the righteous, the joy of the Lord is our strength. You understand? They're after it. This is full-blown, balls out psychological warfare upon the masses. They want us divided at every turn. They don't want us to figure things out. They don't want us to figure out that we can all have full prosperity and you don't have to worry about a thing anymore, because God owns your house, because God owns your car, because God owns all your possessions. He owns even you and your soul, your body and your soul. Okay, and you're safe and secure because of that reason. You are not beholden to the money masters or anybody else that says, hey, I have ownership of this, or this is just your reality. You have a cost of living and I'm the money master and I decide these things. We've got to pull away from that, and we've got to look at things squarely through his eyes and say this is not impossible to figure out how a society could operate entirely without money. And this whole idea of, barter, having the one up and all this, and this and that. No. No, your incentive is to go play, is to please God. Say, I'm going to go enjoy myself. Okay? And we can get together. If you feel like you want to contribute because you've been endowed with everything, you're unspeakably wealthy, because it's not measured in terms of dollars and cents. It's pseudo prosperity. It's measured in terms of what he says. Okay, we can have houses all over the world. We can go live on a Fiji island any time we want. Have our whole family go. Stay as long as you want. When you're done, you move somewhere else. This is not hard to figure out how it could work. Private property, if you want to stay in a house and just go get your nice furniture and, interior decorate, have it any way you want. The point I'm trying to make is that we've got to figure out how we can have it our way, and not some of our way, all of our way. Okay, to make sure that you're not one of those that are deceived, because you're going to go to where the deceivers are going, okay? And we can't sort out who's what. Okay, it's like the grain growing together until the harvest. We're not going to know on what's going on here, who is going to be saved and who is going to hell. Okay, we're just going to have to just go in the fire and just rush and try to pull people to safety and say, look, you're on the wrong track and here's how. You're deceived. You don't understand. We need to wean ourselves off currency, and the only way I've ever stumbled upon to do that is through sound currency, where it just increases in wealth. It's called progress. It's called social economic progress. Well, as your problems gradually dry up, and it's a means to an end entirely of money, as there's no more need for it. So anyhow, folks, I know my tape is running out. I think I'll end this right now, and you have a wonderful day, and hopefully we'll get to talk again soon sometime. And pray for me, and I'm praying for everybody out there. Best wishes to everybody, bar none. Pray for your enemies. Wish them the best. Defend yourself from them. Defend others from them. And know what's going on. Just know that what's going on. Why things aren't getting better. Understand the economic implications of perpetually debased currency on you, just psychological implications. Knowing that your rent's going up, that the media is involved. They're hyping up. They got this California Apartment Association. Give me a break. Out there, with these video news releases telling people, prepare, your rents are going up. Not because they need to, not because there's any kind of shortage, just because they can, because they're dealing with an essential human need. And nobody's overseeing these people. There's no rules, there's no regulation. They've taken away rent control. We've lost the majority of home ownership in California.